to this happy place. Welcome.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Magic on Main Street podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Tabitha.
And I'm Kenzie.
Over the past few years, our little family has lived the Disneyland lifestyle. As an ex-cast member, Magic key holders, and Disney Vacation Club members, we've been surrounding our lives with Disney.
We'll be your one-stop shop for Disneyland and Walt Disney World history and trivia, and all the insider information you could ever ask for on merchandise, food, shows, attractions, and everything else you should know about the parks.
And don't forget the hidden Mickeys.
Our goal is to bring a little magic to your ears each week by sharing our Disney journey with you. This is Magic on Main Street.
And here you may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
Yo, everybody.
Hi. Hey, where's my horn?
It's a new process. So welcome to the show, everybody. This is the Magic on Main Street podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Tabitha.
And I'm Kenzie.
And together we are Wonderful. No, what are the Magic Squad?
McCready Clan.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Also want to introduce, as always, our wonderful cat who is not annoying ever. Is very nice, Scar the kitten, and our very quiet dog, Arthur.
Him sleeping. You'll hear him.
The pig puppy.
Big puppy.
This is a new adventure for us because we are now recording live on video.
It's real scary.
I'm not going to say this is our first time recording because we actually recorded last week. We did a video podcast, and it was terrible.
It was real bad.
If you saw my my Instagram reel on either Magic on Main Street Official or my personal, I looked like a thumb, and the quality was terrible, and yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. So we didn't scrap it. We're still going to post it at some point, but more of like a blooper kind of thing, I think, maybe. I don't know. I want to post it just so it's out there. But also it's kind of embarrassing. So I don't know.
Real ugly.
Yeah. So, but we're excited to do video. So if you're listening at home, in your car, at the gym, wherever you listen normally, nothing's changed. We're still doing our regular podcast. It's going to go on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the streaming areas.
No, our mixtape's what's going on Apple Music.
And our mixtape, yes. But we're also going to be doing YouTube. So now's your chance to head over to YouTube and check us out. There's probably going to be
our cute faces.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a delay for the first few episodes because I also have to learn how to video edit, which we'll see how that goes. But
fine.
DinoProc95 on Instagram. Daniel Proc, he used to produce our show back when we first started. He is a genius with videos. He's going to teach me some stuff. So hopefully this isn't too big of a delay when we start putting these videos out. I'm really excited to do video. We've been talking about it for 5 years, and I'm just really excited to do it. So anyway, we have a big show ahead of us. This week's episode is Fantasmic Returns, and we're going to be talking about our experience with the dining package, the show, everything you should expect, where you should sit, all that good stuff. So with that, there's a loss in our community, unfortunately. We're going to talk about that. Some closures coming up, some new merch. We'll do Hidden Mickey with the kid because she's not as sick. Oh, she was sick last time. I'm sick this week. I have bronchitis. So if you catch me coughing, I apologize.
I've been just avoiding all the sicknesses.
I was in the doctor's office the other day doing breathing treatments and all kinds of crazy stuff. So not fun, but we're here. We're alive. We're doing it. We're doing our show. So without further ado, let's try this for the first time. Kaylin, let's kick us off.
Magic on Main Street podcast, perfect for Disney fans. Magic on Main Street podcast, talking about Disneyland. Magic on Main Street podcast, for when you're making your Disney plans. Magic on Main Street podcast, Sean and Tabitha will be right back. They're back.
We're back, and we're starting off the show with some somber news. We did post about this last week, but we did want to bring it up on the show. We are terribly and deeply saddened because one of the greats in the world of Disney has passed. We're deeply saddened by the loss of Richard M. Sherman, who, along with his brother Robert, wove their music into the very fabric of Disney. Their contributions were cherished by Walt Disney himself and continue to resonate within the hearts of fans worldwide. Their legacy lives on in every note and lyric, forever a part of Disney's cultural DNA. So rest in peace, Richard. Hope you're up there with Walt and Robert singing and playing Feed the Birds.
Don't say that right now.
It's going to be hard going on to the birthdays after this, but birthdays. We got a lot of celebrity birthdays. Colin Farrell, what a handsome fella.
He
Brooke
really
Shields,
is.
who's just as beautiful as she ever was. Morgan Freeman, the man with the most amazing voice. Tom Holland, I think, is the best Spider-Man.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. Kenzie might have a different opinion.
Who do you think is the best Spider-Man?
Andrew
Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire?
Not Toby.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
I mean, I love him, but
Well, there's different like categories that you can put them into. Like Tom is definitely like the best like teenager.
yeah.
Okay. Which is what Peter Parker was.
Mm-hmm.
When he's not a Spider-Man.
Semantics.
Like when he's not in his like Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
When he's Peter Parker?
And then and then Andrew is a good Spider-Man.
Okay.
And Toby's just, I don't really know.
All right. So it's settled. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Also, Angelina Jolie, one of my earliest crushes of all time. Oh, I love Angelina Jolie. And Paul Giamatti. Happy birthday to all of you. But more importantly, in the land of our family and friends, happy birthday to Glenn Borst, one of our favorite people. Actually, truthfully, one of our favorite people on this planet.
For sure.
One of the nicest people in the world.
He's fine.
He's fine. You're fine.
I don't know
Glenn.
how Tiff puts up with him, but
Yeah, right. He and his wife Tiff helped us out watching Scar when we were in our transition phase of going between one house and another. They took care of Scar for about a month, and it was just
Scar didn't want to come home.
No, it was one of the kindest acts that anybody has ever bestowed upon us. So thank you, Glenn. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Dupree Jones, one of the best Darth Vaders in the business.
Black Vader.
Brandon J.
Brandon.
Well, you spelled it wrong, so.
That's how he spells it on social media.
Brandon J.
Oh,
Yeah.
I put it out.
Yeah.
No, it auto-corrected then because I spelt it right from Facebook.
I was like, we know another Brandon J. Brandon J. Happy birthday to you. That's one of Kenzie's second cousins. I consider him a cousin. He's been family to me for over 20 years. So love that guy so much. Happy birthday to you. Todd Felton, another one of the nicest people I know in the world. And Sarah Hillier.
Do you remember who Sarah Hillier is?
I'm going to feel like a terrible person if I don't. Sarah Hillier. Who is that?
She's our 501st friend from Australia. She was the first person to call me a quokka.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh. Yes. She did call you a quokka for the first time.
Mhm.
That is so funny. Well, in honor of your birthdays, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Glenn Dupree, Brandon, Ted, Todd, and Sarah.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you all. Happy birthday. So glad that you're in our lives. That's shout outs and birthdays. Up next, it's This Week in Disney History.
Time for This Week in Disneyland History. We talk about things that happened in the past. Like 1928 when Walt Disney's trademark application for Mickey Mouse was filed with the United States Patent Office. Oh my.
Oh my, indeed. And that patent came true. in 1934, actually. So they filed that patent in or trademark in 1928. In 1934, Walt Disney Productions is granted a trademark of Mickey Mouse for use in books and newspaper comic strips.
Wow.
Yeah, in 1961, the King of Swing, Benny Goodman, returns to Disneyland with his big band for the start of Date Night. Last week, Goodman and his band had performed for Memorial Day weekend guests at Disneyland. And speaking of Date Night, my friend, Nicole, who I met, we have now matching tattoos.
Not on purpose.
I mean, we didn't go get matching tattoos, but we have matching tattoos. She made me a really cool hat that says Date Nighters Disneyland with a vintage Date Night patch.
Oh.
I'm really excited to show it off. Speaking of hats, check this one out. I've been wearing this one a lot. This is from Official Park Friends on Instagram.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, fellers. I mention them a lot because I like them. All right, where was I? In 1981 at Disney World, the Epcot Preview Center, located in the Magic Kingdom, debuts the film The Dream Called Epcot. Epcot will open in October of 1982.
Wow.
In 1994, this is a big one. The Lion King Celebration, a parade based on the animated film The Lion King, debuts at Disneyland.
Hooray!
Yeah, big week for Lion King because of their big 30th anniversary. 1995, Walt Disney World formally announces its newest project, Animal Kingdom. Construction will begin in August, and I'm thankful that they did because it's, I think, the best park in Florida.
Debatable.
I think it's great.
We
But
don't
it's one
gotta
of the
start
best.
lying. We don't have to start lying.
Okay, but it's not Hollywood Studios either. Stay in your lane over there.
You only like Epcot because you can drink there.
Yeah.
That's not why. I also like to eat.
We didn't eat hardly anything the last time we were there, so that's not
Yeah.
entirely true.
No, that's wrong. Because we ate a lot at Beer Garden.
Okay. All right.
Oh
Excuse me.
no.
That's the bad thing about this cough is every time I laugh, I go into a coughing fit.
Ugh.
This is going to be a long show. In 1997, the Disneyland Parade, the Lion King Celebration, running since 94, which we just talked about, that was a quick run, gives its final performance. In 2000, the original Main Street Electrical Parade. Oh, Electrical Parade. Oh, and this is from, who's this from?
Flying House Thread.
Flying House Threads. I swear, they're not paying us.
No, we're paying them a lot.
We're paying them a lot of money. The original Main Street Electrical Parade begins its season of nightly performances in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. In 2008, Space Shuttle Discovery docks at the International Space Station on day number 3 of its mission, delivering a mammoth lab and 2 new occupants, a NASA astronaut and Buzz Lightyear. American astronaut Greg Shematoff officially joins the Expedition 17 crew, replacing American astronaut Garrett Reisman, and a 12-inch action figure of Buzz Lightyear moves in as part of NASA's Toys in Space educational program. Buzz will remain on the International Space Station until September of 2009. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Buzz Lightyear. In 2010, songwriter and Disney legend Randy Newman receives a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Deserved.
Very well deserved. One of the most iconic songs in not just Disney history, but movie history is You Got a Friend in Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then finally in 2011, Disney legend Wally Bogue passes at the age of 90 in California, born in Oregon in September of 1920. Bogue became an important part of Disneyland's live entertainment in 1955 when he became a leading man at the park's Golden Horseshoe Revue. As
So
Pecos Bill, he entertained Disneyland park guests 5 days a week, 3 times a day, for nearly 27 years. Bogue also provided the voice of the audio animatronics parrot Jose in the Enchanted Tiki Room, and opened the Diamond Horseshoe Revue at Walt Disney World in 1971. What else? Oh, also in 1981, he appeared on an episode of The Muppet Show.
So cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
What a legend. Truthfully. All right. Well, that is This Week in Disney History. Up next, it's the news.
This just in. Breaking news.
News.
All right.
Kenzie, you can be reading along with all of the stuff that we're talking about so you can, like, tell people about it. I sent you the notes in an email.
That's what that email was?
She's like, it's Friday after hours. I'm not
She's already
checking my
starting her
email.
corporate email. What's doing vocabulary? Did you get that email I sent you? Oh, you sent me an email? That's always an excuse. You sent me an email? I didn't see it.
I didn't even see that. That's my favorite excuse. Actually, it's not even an excuse at my current job because we don't use our email a ton because everything goes out of our ticketing system. So if you send me an email, a lot of times I don't see it. That was just a little glimpse into my life.
All right. All right. For the news in Disneyland, there are some closures coming in a few months. More Critter Country closures. So a lot of it is closed right now. You're still able to get on Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes, go to Hungry Bear Restaurant, all that good stuff. But on July 8th, Hungry Bear Restaurant, Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes, and the bridge from New Orleans Square to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will all temporarily close as the work on Tiana's Bayou Adventure continues. And speaking of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it's pretty much up and running in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They actually posted, and I'm kind of annoyed that they posted the final scene of
I know, it doesn't
the
make any
attraction
sense
all over
why they would
social
do
media.
that.
I don't know why they would do that. It's just because in this day and age, nobody can keep anything a secret.
Mm-mm.
And so when they post that, it's all over my feed, and I don't want to see it.
No,
I have no interest in
I've
seeing
avoided it.
I want to see it in person. I saw it today.
Why would you stay and watch?
Somebody posted literally the final seconds as I was scrolling. I looked up and I was like, awesome. So I know what happens at the end, and I'm really bummed out about it.
That's annoying. Yeah. Any Disney creators, I have been kind of just and then I see what the caption is, and then if it's not having to do with that, I'll go back and look. But they're not going to get me today.
Yeah. We had reported. When was that? That was
a couple weeks ago.
Just a couple weeks ago. That Disneyland Resort cast members who perform. Oh, I just kicked my camera. I'm not used to this. Disneyland Resort cast members who perform as characters and dance in parades voted whether or not they would unionize. And they did. They unionized under Actors Equity Union. And so they're going to be represented better. They were looking for, obviously, better pay is always going to be something, but they're looking for a lot of safety things.
Mm-hmm.
There were some issues with safety and health and safety guidelines and things like that. So congrats to you guys. I'm glad that you were able to do that. It's weird that they weren't already.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know the story, but yeah, I'm glad that they are now.
Oh, that means my cousin's going to be part of the union. Good for her. Yeah. That's awesome for her.
She is.
I'm excited.
I'm looking at you on my screen instead of just.
I know. That's why I instead of having the videos in front of me, I'm trying to not so that I don't just look at that hi.
All right. There's something that they added in Galaxy's Edge. So we had told you that during Season of the Force, they're doing fireworks in Galaxy's Edge that's themed to Star Wars. It's the same fireworks that's going on during the regular fireworks, but they actually have different music in the back. And it's a really cool show. And there's actually a narrator who is a bard droid.
What's a bard?
A bard is somebody who tells a story.
Okay.
And so now they have an actual physical bard droid telling the story of the Fire of the Rising Moons during that show. It's a physical droid that you can see. He's up there.
I like
talking to everybody. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
And speaking of Galaxy's Edge and Black Spire Outpost was featured in 2 episodes of Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, part of the latest release batch. So that means that Black Spire is now canon to film or a visual something.
That's cool. Yeah. And it's 5th anniversary.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I love this.
Yeah. Okay. Also, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I don't know, a while ago. Well, whenever we saw Pixar Better Together, I had made a comment. Scar's coming in. I had made a comment, an observation, really, that it was very odd that they had a Pixar parade and none of the cars were in it.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Lightning McQueen is now. They must have been listening to the podcast.
Were they listening? Scoop?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think they were.
Yeah.
We
Anyway.
have a lot of good ideas. They come to us a lot.
Yeah. A little bit more news, not so much parks related, but downtown Disney related. Downtown Disney now has their own Instagram account.
Wow.
It's just at Downtown Disney. They must have wrestled that out of somebody's hands because I'm sure somebody had it. So yeah, you can check out some of their updates. And one of their first updates was a new what am I saying? A new entry point. That's the word I was looking for, was entry point. There's a new entry point on the west side, and it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It's so pretty. So you're gonna find this. So it's just a step down from where it was.
Mm-hmm.
The original one was kind of lined up with the entrance to the Disneyland Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
This one is just a little bit, just a step down. It brings you in kind of behind the stage area.
So they did do what they had been talking about. There's a dedicated downtown Disney entrance, and there's going to be one that's specifically for resort guests.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. I'm glad that they're like starting to think and like do things like that, because it's not cheap to stay like on property. So having like those little perks, like they do eventually all add up, and it makes it worth it for some people.
Yeah, like I'm really excited to stay at Pixar Place because I want to use that private entrance just to see what it's like. But they also have the new club level suite that I want to check out.
I do too.
Yeah, so but with the addition of the new entrance, they have this really beautiful mural. It's kind of, I don't know, I would say like postmodern. What's their what's like 50 style? What's it called? Postmodern? Postmodern. Is that right?
That's postmodern jukebox.
That's a good point. No, but I don't know. It's very like 50s-ish. And it's got a lot of diversity in it. It's a gorgeous painting. So really excited to see this in person. We're going to head to the parks tomorrow to see the new entrance, get some videos in the parks. We're only going to be there for a few hours because Kenzie got a lot going on with school. She's got a really cool performance going on tomorrow night. So we're going to go stop into the parks. And then, wait, are we seeing her performance tomorrow?
Yeah.
I thought we had dinner with our friends.
No, that's Sunday.
That's Sunday. All right. I'm so excited. We get to see Josh and Kimmy. We've talked about them on the show before. So yeah.
We missed them in Florida.
Yeah, we missed them in Florida because I was inebriated and didn't remember to check my Instagram. Anyway, yeah. So that is, that seems like all the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anybody else? All right. Well, up next, it's merch.
Let's talk about merch. Let's talk about a bunch of cool stuff. Let's talk about merch.
Yeah, let's talk about merch.
Yeah, and we got visuals. It's gonna be so fun.
I missed some though.
No, you didn't.
I did.
What'd you miss?
I missed some.
I added that stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good.
I was like, why are you stop?
I was like,
I know what I'm doing.
I messed up. All right, let's bring up some visuals then. Let's do this.
So, a lot of stuff has come out in parks and on the Disney Store website for Inside Out 2, since we are just a little ways away from its release in theaters. We're all very excited. It looks so good, so funny, and probably super relatable for everyone.
Us, for sure.
Yeah, because one, we have a teenager, and two, we've all been teenagers before. So
I was a teenager.
You were back in the olden times.
Back in the days of yore.
Days of yore.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff that's come out, they have 9 stuffies that have been released recently. They have joy, anger, sadness, disgust, and fear from the original movie. And then from Inside Out 2, they've added anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and ennui.
What is ennui?
It's like
not sadness. It's like depression.
It's like the blues.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here, the definition is, second, I can't read that. A feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation or excitement.
Basically.
That's on Wii. That sound is on Wii.
Yeah. So, bunch of stuffies. I can hear myself somewhere.
Yeah, I hear you too somewhere. And I'm echoing in her microphone. This is a completely new setup for us. So we're using a platform called Riverside.fm. I wish I had their little jingle in. I can be like, brought to you by Riverside FM.
But the stuffies are super cute. All of them are fairly small. They're like 7.5 to 9 inches. But the embarrassment one is a medium stuffy. And I think it said he's like 22 inches. And so that one is $24.99. And the other ones are $22.99.
Get him down, please.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even see him.
Oh, I'm so grossed out right
My
now.
apologies.
Okay, go. We will definitely not show that on camera.
I didn't even see him. I'm so sorry. But yeah, they're super cute. I kind of want the ennui one because she just looks very like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then there's a few other pieces of like merchandise that I found on the Disney store and from Disney Hypebeast 80 on Instagram. He is always posting tons of really cool merchandise that he is finding in the parks. So definitely give him a follow.
Yeah, please follow him.
It's at Disney_hype_beast_80.
This is good. This is like a job for this guy. He is on top of it all the time. I envy him.
Yeah,
I really envy him. I wish I could get into the parks that much to see what's coming out every day. So
yeah.
Thank you for your hard work.
So some of the clothing, they've got a black button up that has little images of each emotion on it and a matching baseball cap. The button up is, so I noticed on the Disney website, I've always called them button ups. They call them button downs. I feel like that's like just like a thing. Like certain people say button ups, some people say button downs. I've always said button up.
I've heard both, but I don't know.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. All right. Button downs. But who buttons their shirt from top to bottom? So why would it be a button down? It's a button down when you take it off. It's a button up when you put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. How do you put it on?
When you put a shirt on that has buttons, you button it from the bottom up.
You button it from the top down?
Yeah.
That's so weird because you don't typically button the top button, so you could be off by a button.
Oh, no. Well, okay, I don't wear button-ups, but I have to wear a button-up in the most recent show I'm in, and I have to button it up to the top button.
So you start at the top and you go down?
Yeah.
What a weirdo. I raised some kind of freak. I don't know if I like that.
Okay, so the button up or down, depending on who you are, is $64.99. Pretty pricey for a short sleeve button up. And the baseball cap is $29.99. They also have a little button up jersey. That is it says girls button up jersey, but I think a little boy could wear that too. It's kid size. And it's got all of the different emotions on the front and then the different colorful buttons. And then it says believe in yourself on the back. Is that what it says? Yeah. Super cute. That one is $39.99. And then another thing I saw is a notebook that has all of the characters on it. It's super cute. I have a note. We both do. We have notebook problems in this house.
For sure.
So does Kenzie. Kenzie likes notebooks too. half the time we don't write in them, but I want it.
No, I have so many just blank notebooks or notebooks with like 2 pages filled out and then nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that
bad.
one's $24.99 and it's super cute.
I'm not getting it.
And then also on DisneyStore.com, Target, Amazon, I think Walmart, the Disney Lorcana Ursula's Return is available. It's a trading card game. I don't really.
You don't know anything about this, do you?
No.
So it's very similar to like Magic the Gathering. It's I really wanted to start playing this game. When they announced it, I really wanted to play it because I used to play Magic the Gathering when I was like maybe late high school, just out of high school, maybe.
You did?
I did.
Did you know that? I knew you played D&D.
I played D&D for a long time, and we just played a round last week.
We did.
That was pretty rad with our friends Phil and Christina. That was.
Do you know what Magic the Gathering is, Kenzie?
I've actually never heard of that in my life, so...
You've never heard of Magic the Gathering?
No.
That's bizarre.
Are you so sad right now?
So Magic the Gathering is a card game. Have you ever watched me play Hearthstone?
No. I've never heard of that either.
He used to play that app a lot. It was like a...
It's not a card game. It's a card game, but on an app.
It was the one, it always made the sound and it would go, job's done.
Job's done. Well, anyway.
I've heard you guys say that, but I don't know what that is.
Okay, that's what it was from. So I used to hear it in his phone all the time.
In a nutshell, it's a turn-based card game. And it's you get a hand of cards.
Mm-hmm.
And each card has its own attack or healing power or so say I've got, let's say Ursula attacks with her eels. I don't know I've never seen these cards, unfortunately. They were really, really hard to get and it was a bummer. But say Ursula's attack is Flotsam and Jetsam go and attack you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it attacks for this many hit damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically playing that card against your enemy to get all of their hit points out and they die.
All of their cards die?
Yeah. So you want to kill all their cards.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a what am I saying? It's a points game.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get so many points at the beginning. I think that's what this is. That's what Magic the Gathering was. But I'm pretty sure that's what Lorcana is too.
Okay. Cool.
I hope I'm right. I hope I didn't just sound like a big old idiot.
Well, that is out and it's available. You can find it at multiple retailers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do they have it in the parks?
No.
No? That's crazy.
No, so it's available now.
It was on the Disney store. It's on Target. It's on Amazon. It's at Walmart.
It's on Target, Disney store. Yeah, you're gonna have to find those elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then last bit of merch that I have, like I had mentioned earlier, it's the Galaxy's Edge 5th anniversary. So this is actually all stuff that you had been kind of gushing over. I don't know much about the 5th anniversary lightsaber set that is out, but I saw that there is the 3 posters that has to do with Galaxy's Edge, Black Spire Outpost, and the rides. So it's like a 3 poster set. There's also a pin and a t-shirt that is available. And I know the lightsaber set is it's a limited edition lightsaber set. It's like at least 6,000 or something like that.
6,000, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know anything else about it. I was hoping that you did because...
Oh, Coyote Mundi.
Yeah, that name. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, he was in the Clone Wars. He was a Jedi Master during the Clone Wars era. He was in the Clone Wars movies and animated series. I don't know what race he is, but he has kind of a tall head and a mustache.
Well, it comes with an exclusive comic book about him.
Oh, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. Yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't even notice the comic book is right there in the bottom screen. I was looking at the top screen.
Oh,
Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, that's great. He sat on the Jedi Council. Yeah, pretty famous and well known from the Clone Wars.
Okay. Well, you can get the special edition lightsaber hilt set in parks and on the DisneyStore.com. It's $325.
It's a gorgeous set.
It comes in a really nice wooden box.
The wooden box opens split from the top, as you can see. I feel like I have to still describe it because there are people not watching.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can see this. That means we have to put it on our Instagram,
mm-hmm.
which we're going to be very active on. I promise you. Yeah, it's got a split top that opens very, very, very beautiful. They also have some limited edition pins. They have one of Galaxy's Edge. It's got Chewie, Rey, R2D2. I know that BB-8 is in Rise of the Resistance, but wouldn't it be awesome if they had a BB-8 roaming?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, droid builders make them.
Mm-hmm.
They can make them functional.
Mm-hmm.
We have one that's on a smaller scale, but
yeah,
they could do it. Please, guys, do it. And also Vi. The t-shirt is fine. It's got a shuttle on it. It's nothing. This is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge 5th anniversary. Nothing major. Oh, that's it. That was merch. Up next, it is Hidden Mickeys with the Kid.
It's time for Hidden Mickey of the Week. Looking everywhere, Kenzie's here to share the Hidden Mickey of the Week. Hello!
you're on camera now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello,
I forgot
kid.
this wasn't just like a camera. That was like on my laptop. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. What do you got for us this week?
Monsters Inc. Okay.
Why don't you describe it first and then we'll show a picture of it?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So basically this one is in Monsters Inc. It is in it's towards the end of the ride when Mike, Sully, and Boo.
Yeah.
They're jumping around the doors. What would you describe that as?
It's when they're trying to get they're in a chase with Randall.
Yeah. What are they? Are they climbing the doors, jumping?
Climbing the doors. Yeah.
Okay. They're climbing the doors.
Room.
When they're in the door room. There we go. When Sully is on one of the doors, next to his tail there is a purple splotch, one of his dots, and it's a hidden Mickey.
What?
Wow, check this out. Right there. There it is. Very cool. So this is after the restaurant scene?
No, it's towards the end.
It's after the bathroom scene.
Yeah, it's almost the end of the ride.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've actually never even noticed this, and I love this attraction, and I love Sully, and I love Monsters Inc., and I'm really excited that you brought this on at the show.
Great job.
Good job, kid.
Thanks.
If you've seen this in the wild, make sure you snag a photo of it and tag us on Instagram at Magic on Main Street Official. And as always, if you see any hidden Mickeys that you want to share with us, shoot us a message on Instagram, or you can email us at friends@magiconmainstreet.com.
Hooray!
How about that? All right. Well, that was Hidden Mickeys of the Week with the Kid. That was a long title for that. Up next, it's food.
Disney food.
Food. Our favorite topic.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got for food? Anything?
You put a note in our food section that said that Kyle told us that we need to try Magic Key Terrace again.
Yes. Kyle had messaged us on Instagram and he wants to check it out. And he was like, have you been? I was like, we have, but not recently.
Before we went like when it first opened up, before they like expanded the menu and everything like that.
Yeah. So Kyle, your wishes are command. Ooh, maybe we can try to get a reservation for tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll have to check it out. We'll go check it out, see what kind of food they've got going on. If it's worth it for your next trip, because I think you're coming down in October. Definitely want to meet up. We'll talk to you about Magic Key Terrace. I'm excited for you guys to get your passes. So,
I'm excited for them too.
Yeah.
In other food news, Cocina Cucamonga is reopened.
Oh,
it reopened on the 25th.
Thank goodness.
So you can go and get some yumminess. Get the quesabirria tacos because they're so stinking good.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of food on here. I added some things that are new / seasonal / things I just hadn't really noticed. I did a lot of Disneyland last week, so I focused a lot on DCA this week. And there is also a foodie guide for Pride Month, guys.
Yeah.
You can find it on the Disney Parks blog. But there's all kinds of goodies on there, and it goes through all of the parks, not just West Coast. It goes through everything that they're going to have at Disney World, at Disney Springs, at different resorts out there. Some of the things that they have on there for Disneyland, Jolly Holiday is going to have a Pride cookie. That's a shortbread cookie.
Nice.
DCA is going to have that shortbread cookie also at Fiddler, Pfeiffer, and Practical Cafe, aka Starbucks. Hollywood Lounge is going to have a strawberry vodka cocktail with rainbow candies. They're also going to have a Pride bottle topper throughout different places, like churro carts and popcorn carts and stuff like that throughout the resort, and a stainless steel tumbler. Again, it's going to be available at some restaurants, different carts around the park. They'll also have a Pride Castle tumbler. It's one of the like plastic double walled ones. And a
like these? One of these?
Yeah.
Is that one?
No.
Oh.
It's
this isn't good?
No, that's good. But it's a like coffee tumbler type looking thing.
Oh. I just wanted to show off my cool green Starbucks cup.
There's also going to be a scented Pride cake straw clip. It doesn't say what it's scented, like what the scent is. I'm assuming it's just probably smell like vanilla because it's cake.
Okay.
At Downtown Disney, Naples will have a Pride and Candy cannoli.
Oh.
Splitsville will have a Sunset Serenade.
What's that?
It's pineapple, Aperol, soda water, gin, and elderflower syrup. Doesn't tickle my fancy.
Okay.
And then at like Bing Bong, Candy Palace, Candy Kitchen, and Trolley Treats, they will have a Rainbow Mickey apple, a Rainbow Mickey cereal treat. And then there's going to be specialty items at Pride Night that is sold out. They'll have different...
did they sell out?
They did.
We hadn't talked about Pride very much.
Mm-mm.
Wait, I don't remember when it went on sale.
A couple weeks ago.
We missed it.
Well, you had asked me, are we going to Pride? And I said, I think we have stuff going on during it.
Well, shucks.
I know. But there's going to be a bunch of stuff. There's specialty dining packages for it that you get reserved viewing for the Welcome Pride Cavalcade. So there's going to be more info that they're going to be releasing closer to the 18th and the 20th. And then they're going to have a reception at Hearthstone Lounge the 18th and 20th from 4 p.m. to midnight. You can make reservations. Walk-ups will be limited. But they're going to have a social gathering with drinks, photo ops, music, all kinds of stuff. So going to be really, really cool. I kind of want to go to the Hearthstone Lounge reception if we don't end up having something going on the 18th or 20th.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
All right, talk to me about DCA food.
Yes. So, a couple places on the list. We've got Award Wieners. They have a meatball sandwich right now.
Oh,
It's meatballs, sweet pepper marinara.
excuse me. My goodness.
Excuse you. Meatballs, sweet pepper marinara, fried mozzarella sticks, and grated Parmesan garnished with basil. And you can get it with cuties or fries. It's $15.49.
Okay.
They also have PB&J fries. They're crispy sweet potato fries, peanut butter cream, strawberry jelly drizzle, and potato chips for $7.99.
I'll try that.
Right? Bayside Brews right now, for their seasonal flavors, they have an Ace Peach Hard Cider and a Lychee Margarita.
I keep yawning, and it's not because I'm bored. It's because I just realized it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, we gotta.
It took us a long time to get this thing set up.
At Clarabelle's, they have a caramel peanut split. It's made with Snickers pieces, butter pecan ice cream, hot fudge, caramel sauce, chopped peanuts, banana, and whipped cream. It's $10.79.
Okay.
And then they have a sorbet sandianada. It's watermelon sorbet, fresh watermelon, tamarindo sauce, and a chili lime seasoning for $8.29. At Cozy Cone 4, which is frozen concoctions, they have a peach chamoy lemonade, a peach michelada, and a peach chamoy tequila cocktail. So they've just got a wide variety. It's got something for everybody. And then at Cozy Cone 5, which is the popcorn scoop, they have a chicharrón preparado con camarones, which is wheat crackers, lime mayo, avocado, lettuce, a jalapeno onion cilantro salad, lime cooked shrimp, aguachile salsa, and hot sauce for $12.49.
I want to try that.
Yeah. They put out like super random stuff at that popcorn booth, but it's always been really good.
Well, I got that
that fried tamale.
Fried tamale. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. And then last thing on the list, for Sonoma Terrace, they have a pesto chicken handheld pie. It's puff pastry, grilled chicken, pesto, ricotta and mozzarella blend, caramelized onions, and a spicy marinara dipping sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
That all sounds great. I was thinking about not so much food, but more drink recently, because I did spread my wings in Epcot, and I think I'm ready to drink around DCA.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got to get a room.
That was an accident, but it actually worked. Yeah, so I'm excited to.
There's a lot of good drinks around there.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was food. Up next, it's events and entertainment.
Entertainment, events, entertainment and events, entertainment, events, entertainment and events, entertainment, events, entertainment and events, entertainment and events. Here we go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Just announced today and starting today. So as soon as you can go next time, I don't know how long it's going to run, but a new pre-show featuring Inside Out 2 will debut ahead of World of Color starting immediately at DCA. It's titled Emotional Roller Coaster. The pre-show will include familiar emotions like joy and sadness from the original 2015 film, as well as new emotions such as anxiety and envy from the upcoming sequel. Inside Out 2 is set to release in theaters on June 14th and is anticipated to achieve the highest domestic box office of the year.
Wow.
Because it's the first one that has come out since all the writer's strike and all that stuff. Like they haven't had a good run with they haven't had a good run with movies.
The first Inside Out came out in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
So how old were you? That was
7.
How old was what's the main character's name?
Riley.
Right. Yeah. How old was Riley?
10.
So it was similar in age.
I think so.
Because I remember making a lot of ties to this one.
I think she was 7.
And I think that
I think she was 10. It sounds right in my brain.
I think
she was 11. I was close.
I think this one's going to be very close to what we're experiencing right now.
Well, a lot of people have been saying like, oh, they waited till we grew up to make the second one. And I was like, oh, that's sweet.
It makes sense.
All right. Well, that is it for Well, this one doesn't really fit in, so I'm going to leave this one till the end. As far as movies and Disney Plus, they put out a new Moana 2 teaser.
I'm so excited.
And it looks great.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be so
it
good.
Featured Maui, and I was he met Pua.
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah. Hey was there, obviously.
Pua.
So really cute little teaser that they put out. Excited to see that. And then it was announced today that Pixar is considering sequels for Finding Nemo and The Incredibles alongside an Inside Out Disney Plus series set for 2025.
Okay.
So that could be really cool to have a series, because they could just keep going for years and, keep her growing and experiencing everything that all of us adults experience.
Gross. Which
is going to be a lot of the anxiety character.
That's who runs the ship when you get older.
So the project that's coming out now, Inside Out 2, is going to test the viability of sequels for them, which is, they have some testing to do with this new, post-strike, post-COVID kind of era of movies. Additionally, Pixar plans to limit Disney Plus releases to series, ensuring a clear distinction between streaming and theatrical content.
That's smart.
So no more straight to Disney Plus movies.
That's smart, because, they utilized what they had when we were going through, harder times and things like that. So they
almost had to.
Yeah, and they did a really good job with it.
I
but
think so.
The fact that, things are kind of, quote unquote normal now, it's smart for them to kind of get back into this is this and this is that.
Yeah, I think we're a far way from normal.
Yeah, it's new normal.
Yeah,
that's what everybody says.
The new normal. All right, I left this one for last because we're going to talk about it a little bit. We went. I surprised Tabitha with tickets because she's a huge Lion King fan.
I am.
I surprised her with tickets to the Lion King live at the Hollywood Bowl
for the 30th
anniversary. It was so
phenomenal,
awesome. It was so awesome. We cried
so
much. Laughed. We scoffed at one point. But I have to say, we've never been to the Hollywood. You've never been, right? We've never been to the Hollywood Bowl. And so it was really cool to see the venue itself. The scenery is crazy good.
It's beautiful.
But let's talk about just kind of the timeline and order of events first. So, we decided, instead of trying to get there and find parking, because it's impossible to park there. So if you're going there, don't park there.
No.
There are dozens of park and ride and shuttle stop areas that you can find for fairly cheap. We ended up parking. We were going to park at Ovation,
which is Hollywood and
Highland. We were going to park there, but we were actually driving near Forest Lawn, because we're coming from Pasadena area. We were driving near Forest Lawn, and Tabitha was like, "Oh, we could have parked at the zoo," and I was like, "Oh, we should. Let's look into it." And so we kind of flipped a Yui, and ended up going to the zoo. We were able to pay there, which was good. You didn't have to have advanced tickets. You park at the zoo, you pay to get on the shuttle, and then you take a 15-20 minute
it was
shuttle
15
ride
minutes.
To the bowl, and it was.
And so parking at the zoo, it depends. Everywhere you go, it's a little bit different. So parking at the zoo is free, but the shuttle is $12 a person.
Right.
If we had gone to Hollywood and Highland or parked at Ovation and taken that shuttle, parking there I think is a maximum of $20 unless you get validation, and then the shuttle is free.
Right. So we paid maybe $5 more.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. So
to not have to drive ourselves into Hollywood.
It would have been another 20-minute drive to get to Ovation, and then the drive to
at least bowl. And that's the thing. It was our GPS saying it was going to take 20 minutes. That's not accounting for the actual streets of Hollywood and how much longer it would have taken us.
So I think we made the right choice. We got there, and it's the Hollywood Bowl is set in the Hollywood Hills, right? That is the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
It's very hilly. It's so if you have any mobility issues, They do their best to take care of you. They have elevators for wheelchairs and crutches and anybody with mobility issues. So that's nice. Walking it is a little bit of a chore, but there's escalators and moving walkways everywhere. So it's not too bad at all. The getting in is just almost as difficult as getting out. It gets really jam-packed because it's just small walkways and, you know, not a lot of escalators and walkways for everybody. So it is a little bit tough getting in and out of everywhere. But if you get there early enough and you stay long enough, not a big deal at all.
Yeah. That is the one downside of the shuttles is they tell you like you have a certain amount of time to get there and then they're done running.
25 minutes after the show, they're done.
Yeah.
So you have to be in line. But some really cool things about it. So I would definitely, when we go again, because I will, they do Star Wars stuff all the time there and I've never gone and I don't know why. But when we go for a Star Wars event or whatever, Jurassic Park or, you know, whatever they decide to do, they always have really cool shows there. I would definitely get there earlier for food and drinks. And I might consider bringing food because you can bring anything. It's bring your own everything. I watched some guy walk in with 2 full-size subs. I watched people walk in with wine.
They bought the wine there. So they have certain rules depending on what kind of production it is. If it's a Philharmonic production, that's like their residence, you can bring beer and wine. If it is I forget what the company is that does the outside events, but like the Lion King was an outside event. So you can't bring your own beer and wine, but you could purchase full bottles of wine.
Yeah, people walking around with 2 bottles of wine in their hand. It was the craziest thing. But again, you can bring all kinds of stuff in. So if you want to bring food, you can bring your food. They don't do like pat downs.
I was gonna say, and technically we could have like gone and enjoyed literally like a full bottle of wine each because of the public transportation. We could have technically ridden the metro line from our house basically all the way there,
which I think we'll do next time. So ride the metro to
we'll leave at like noon and get there early.
Where would we ride it to?
We ride the metro to technically yes, since we're in the San Gabriel Valley, we have to ride the metro into Union Station, switch lines, and then take that other line into Hollywood, and then we would just jump on the shuttle right there at Hollywood and Highland.
I would totally do that, so we could enjoy a bottle of wine each, I guess. But definitely, you know, think about bringing your own food because food gets expensive anywhere you go. So if you have an option to bring your food, which I didn't even know you had an option to do,
no,
literally, I saw everybody with their like cooler bags, and I was like, people are bringing food, and the dude in front of us had a box with 2 giant subs, and I was like, that's the way to go. So I would definitely bring my own food. I would get there early so I could enjoy it before the show. We walked up as they were making like pre-show announcements. So I definitely want to get there earlier. I don't like being late for things. It drives me insane. So definitely.
And it gets very crowded by all of the like concession stands and stuff like that. So it was hard to like not be late to our seats.
Yeah. And because of the walkway, like the width of the walkways, especially if you're using the escalators or the moving walkways, very narrow, and so it's slow moving. And I've got the worst knees, and so walking up those hills was not going to be an option for me. So I took the walkways or the escalators and the moving walkways. And then also another hot tip: I would absolutely 100% no doubt buy a seat cushion next time. They actually rent out seat cushions for the seats because it's an outdoor amphitheater. A lot of the seats are just wooden benches. And so I would definitely rent a seat cushion because my butt and back were really sore.
I knew it was getting to like the last 20 minutes and you were whispering, my butt is asleep.
Yeah, it was, my left leg was numb, my butt was sore, my back was aching. It was a very brutal seat to sit in for that long.
I saw a lot of people bring their own cushions. Like they must go enough to where they were like, let's just buy some. And
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Because, I was going to say you could probably get them for cheaper than renting them.
Yeah. Yeah. But they don't say American Express on them. Also, I would 100% foot the extra bill to get tickets closer to the bowl. We sat in the Wild Wild West
with the riffraff.
With the riffraff. A lot of talking over the show, people getting up and down, people getting there really, really late. We had a girl in front of us with a service dog, and she just could not get her dog settled, and she didn't think about it apparently, because she was like middle row, and she asked the people there, "Oh, can we switch seats so I'm on the end?" I'm like, "What if they said no?"
Yeah.
You would have had a dog in the middle of the. You got to think about those things.
And I mean,
like,
he was a service dog. He was very well behaved, and he was just like, I'm here to work. But yeah, no.
Well, she ended up parking him on the stairwell,
and it's very dark up there.
And it's dark, and people kept stepping. I wanted to yell at her.
So bad for
mad at this girl. Well, when she first got there, she was like trying to arrange herself, and it's like the beginning of the show. Things are getting going. And I'm like, if I hear and you're in front of me, I'm going to kick you in your shin. Because at one point she like just stopped and like stared at me because I was looking at her like, sit down, you're in my way. And she just like stared at me. And I'm like,
girl, you're in my line of sight, ma'am.
Sit. Anyway, just not the most well-behaved people in that section. Cheap seats anywhere is going to be a little bit rowdy, but for something like this, where it's like a Broadway performance, where it's a little bit more upscale and you expect a more like upscale experience, it wasn't that in that section. It was a lot of like, there was at one point one guy yelling literally across the aisleway, and I was like, "Shut up!" Yeah, so it was a little bit rough. But let me say, the performances, top notch. The costumes, it was a lot of like the Broadway performers, so they had like their Broadway show costumes, just A1. We got to experience celebrities such as
Nathan Lane was there. And
Ernie Sabella.
So
yeah, Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella were there.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It ain't no worries for the rest of your days. It's our probably philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata?
Yeah, that's our motto.
What's a motto?
Nothing. What's the matter with you?
And then Billy Eichner.
Billy Eichner was there.
Billy Eichner and Nathan Lane together were super funny.
They were really funny. They did a little like bit, kind of like almost like a vaudeville kind of bit together, and it was really good.
Near the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. In Larchmont Village, yes, Larchmont Village, coyotes are inside.
Jennifer Hudson.
Oh my gosh.
Was there.
She has the voice of an angel.
It's enough of this wide wanderer that we've got this far. Tonight.
Yeah.
I swear.
She was brilliant. Both our favorite, Jeremy Irons himself, came out and sang "Be Prepared."
Simply what I advocate, undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are theirs. Be prepared. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are theirs. Be prepared.
I
amazing.
couldn't believe it. At one point, there was a helicopter that was flying over, and Sean was like, "And now, Sir Elton John."
I wouldn't have been. Well, actually, Elton John did a video.
Yeah, he did.
Elton John did
talking
a video,
about writing the Circle of Life.
Yeah, so definitely part of the show. Young Simba, Jason Weaver was there. He sang. Beautiful voice himself.
Mhm.
Everybody was amazing. And everybody's heard. Everybody was great except for Northwest.
And it's so sad.
I don't think it's sad at all.
I do. Because
hang on a second. We're going to have a debate here because we're on, I think, opposite sides of the fence here. Go ahead and say your piece.
I think it's very, very sad the way that people are talking about her online because she's 10 years old. She's just a child. Her parents should have known better than to let her go out there and do that kind of stuff, knowing that she did not have the talent and she was not at the same caliber as the rest of the people that were going to be performing. So I feel really, really bad that people are like ripping a 10-year-old apart. I feel like we should be ripping Kim and Kanye apart for not protecting her.
I can agree there. I'm not mad at Northwest at all.
I don't think she did well at all, but terrible. I also hate the fact that people are bullying a 10-year-old.
No,
online.
it was awful though. It was no better than I've seen better elementary school performances than what she did on that stage. And it's really hard to stomach that when you have people like Jennifer Hudson and Jeremy Irons and Nathan and all these like very talented people that put a lot of time into their craft. And then you have her coming up. She can't carry a note. She didn't know any stage directions. She didn't know the song.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, everybody's dressed in these gorgeous like Broadway costumes. And she's wearing like a Yeezy outfit. And it looked awful. It sounded terrible. And I'm really, really disappointed in her parents for letting her go through that and pushing so hard because it was 100% a nepotism hire. And I feel really, really, I do feel bad for Northwest because she's getting ripped apart online. I feel even worse for the kids that auditioned 4 or 5 times and got turned away when they watched Kim Kardashian walk in with her daughter and just walk away with a role.
Yeah. That
That is so unfair for all these kids who have pure talent that they have worked their tails off for. Because who has just a natural voice that you're just going to come out and do a Broadway show?
Yeah.
They've gone through trainings and exercises and practice, and they've worked their butts off to audition for a show like this. To get turned away for a celebrity's kid is so depressing. And I feel really bad for those kids, and I feel really disappointed in Kim and Kanye or whoever put her on the stage to do this because they did a terrible job at protecting their child. I would never do that to you.
Do you have thoughts on this?
I would never do that to you, ever. If I had an in somewhere and I didn't think you were ready for it, I would never put you through that. That is so gross to me.
I feel like I'm on both of your guys' side. Like they definitely should have prepared her more for that role. And if she wasn't prepared, give it to a kid who is.
Yeah. Well, you go through everything. I mean, what you're doing right now with your performing arts school, like it's all about rehearsing and practicing and like crafting your skills and stuff like that. And she didn't earn it. And that's the hardest thing for when I see something like that. She didn't earn that role. And that's so sad for somebody that had the ability because of the hard work they put in that they would have earned it. And it's really sad.
I think it's sad for everybody involved. I think it's sad for everybody who missed it.
It's not sad for Kim Kardashian.
No, I'm talking about the children.
Yeah.
It's sad for the kids who didn't get the opportunity, and it's sad that North should not have been given the opportunity, and now she's being made fun of at 10 years old by grown adults.
Yeah, and I said I was disappointed in her parents, but I'm so much more disappointed
in the casting
director.
Yeah.
Like that person should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't get a job in that industry for a while because they really screwed up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was sad. But all that aside,
amazing show.
Take that out of the scenario. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do something like that in a heartbeat at the Hollywood Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
What an amazing, amazing venue. You're overlooking this gorgeous bowl set against the Hollywood Hills, right in front of the iconic Hollywood sign.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, it
doesn't get any
better. It was amazing. I'm so thankful that we had that opportunity. And Tabitha should be so thankful that she has a husband that would buy her a ticket to that show.
Thanks, babe.
Anyway, that was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but that was events and entertainment. Up next, it is our last trip.
I know we'll be back again soon. I'm already daydreaming in my room. Sometimes to enjoy today, just start thinking of yesterday. Our last trip. Our last trip. I can't stop thinking about the time we shared on our last trip.
That is such a good song. I don't know if people realize how good that song is. All right, our last trip. This was all focused on Fantasmic.
Hooray!
Do I have it? All right. Yeah, so we went to see Fantasmic.
Mm-hmm.
We were lucky enough to score a lunch reservation at Rancho Del Zocalo because the dining packages are available. They are on the site. They are a little bit hard to come by. People snatched them up pretty quick. But if you stock the app, you'll be able to find something. But we did find a lunch reservation at Rancho Del Zocalo. I really wanted Blue Bayou. I really, really wanted Blue Bayou.
I'm glad we didn't do Blue Bayou.
And I was actually hunting, because I knew I wasn't going to get Blue Bayou. I was actually hunting for Riverboat Terrace. I thought we would like that menu a lot. So we got Rancho, and I was like, that's still good. I like Rancho. Their normal food is great. So I'm sure it's going to be good. Man, we scored on that. We really scored. What happened?
She's so
we
excited.
Need to eat there more.
I know.
It
It's
was
so good.
so amazing. I was literally like foaming at the mouth.
I know. It's really good. It's their food is something that I enjoy every single time. I don't think I've ever had a bad meal there. We did the so the Fantasmic dining package was $35 a person, which isn't bad, considering that you get a good meal and then preferred seating at Fantasmic. We got there, and the excuse me, the food options were chili verde riblets, which sounded so not good. I mean, it doesn't have a good, like, I don't know. When I say riblets, it just doesn't have like a, man, I want to eat that. There was potato tacos and a carne asada plate.
And sweet and spicy shrimp tacos.
Sweet and spicy shrimp tacos, which we did not enjoy, but I heard that they're really good.
Okay.
So
that was what you were going to get. And I was like, why are you getting that?
That is what I was going to get. But I love chili verde. It's one of my favorite dishes. And I love ribs. Didn't know what a riblet was going to be, but I took a chance.
I convinced you like last second.
You really did. I was getting ready to order the shrimp tacos, and you had said that, and I was like, you know what, you're right. I would probably like that, but I had to see it. That was my problem. I had to see what I was getting into because I didn't know what a riblet was.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the food. Kenzie, what did you get? And talk about it.
I got the potato tacos. They were so amazing. Okay, guys, these were so good. Okay, it was just like potato and cheese and a taco with, I don't know what the sauces were on top.
There was like a habanero salsa
There
or
was
like
a spicy
sauce,
one?
and then I think it was like a crema.
Yeah, there was like a spicy one and then just like a not spicy one. I don't know. And then there was like garnish on top. I didn't eat that. I didn't really want to eat that.
What was it?
It was just like lettuce.
Oh yeah, and then they had like the like radish slaw.
Radish slaw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, guys, my dad asked for a bite of my taco and I ate it too fast. He did not get a bite.
I didn't get a single bite.
I was not sorry. Actually,
You weren't. I know you weren't.
they were so good, guys. Okay, so I don't even know what to say because they were just so good. So these tacos were just warm and crunchy, and the potatoes were so like soft and creamy.
Yeah, so everything came with
She wasn't done.
hang on, I'm gonna just explain what it came with. Everything came with a radish slaw, cilantro lime rice, Korean potato salad, refried beans, cortadillo, and a fountain beverage choice. So what you were tasting was a that radish slaw.
That's what was that was the garnish on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was the slaw. I did not eat that. I didn't. I should have tried it. I just didn't want to.
They literally put
That's
like
right.
a pinch of it on top of your food,
Yeah.
and I tasted the flavor of it, but I don't like radishes, so I just didn't eat.
I
the
love
radish.
radish.
Yeah, I don't like radishes either, so I was like, I don't know.
But
if I'll try
whatever they like marinated the radishes in, it was on top of my food, and the flavor of that was good. I just don't like the flavor of radish itself, so I just
this. Okay, now we're each gonna be able to give an opinion on these, so don't worry. I'm not stealing your
Oh.
spotlight.
Well, the idea was that we would all try each other's food and then we would be able to compare and contrast. But I didn't get a single bite of your taco, so
you wouldn't even try my steak.
I did try it.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, the beans were really, really good.
So I don't care.
The beans were really, really good. I like them a lot. They just have a little bit of spice in them, but
They
not like
were-
super spicy. They just
They
had
were
like
They
a
were
little bit of spice in them.
spicy.
Good.
I liked
They were really
it.
good though. I did not like the rice. Oh no. Sorry. I liked the rice. It just wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I really
wanted-
liked the rice.
I wanted like red rice. Or not red rice.
Mexican rice.
Yeah, I wanted traditional rice. I didn't really want rice.
So the thing was with Rancho is it's a Mexican Korean fusion menu they were doing, which I got it. I understood it. That's why they did the radish slaw and the Korean potato salad. Yeah, so
I didn't eat the potato salad.
Sorry, I got stuck. I did not like the potato salad.
Mm-mm.
I didn't.
I don't. It's celery in it, right?
Yeah.
I did not like that.
You just don't like celery either.
Yeah, I hate celery. The corn was good though. Yeah, it had corn in it, guys.
Had corn in it.
Anyways, that is my rating of the food. Thank you.
What was the rating?
Oh, sorry.
Out of 5.
No, it has to be out of 10. I'm sorry.
Okay, out of 10.
A 7.5.
Oh, wow.
That's not as high as
It's not as high as I thought it was going to be.
No, because of that. What
The
was
meal
it?
in general.
Yeah, the tacos. 10 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. And then Tabitha got the sweet and savory carne asada plate.
It was so good. The whatever marinade that they put on the carne asada was like
Sweet and savory.
yes. It was really good. It kept the meat very moist.
Mhm, mhm.
But it was really, really good. Again, the radish slaw, because they like, it was like a marinated slaw.
Yeah.
Whatever was like on it had good flavor, but I just didn't eat the actual radishes because I don't like them. So I just kind of like pushed them to the side. Loved the rice. I
Mhm.
really liked the beans, and I'm normally like not big on I like refried beans, but they're not normally like my favorite thing. But the fact that they had like a little bit of like spice to them was really, really good. I really liked that.
Yeah.
And the potato salad I could do without because I'm not a picnic salad girl.
You're
I
not.
don't
You're not.
like them. I try to like them. I just don't.
You know what the coolest thing about the carne asada was to me? They were making it right there. They were grilling it right in front of you.
Yeah, and they didn't just give you like a little like shrivelly like single piece. They gave you
a steak
slices, like two, like they were solid size.
Yeah, it was really impressive to see that.
And it wasn't too thin to where it was like hard. Like it was like the perfect thickness of a like carne asada plate. That it was just like Kenzie said, like the main part of my meal, like the carne asada, 10 out of 10. Like I would happily eat that again.
Yeah. I did try your carne asada. Ever since COVID, I had some really bad like scent and taste things happen during COVID when I got it. And so ever since COVID, steak tastes like iron to me. That's all I taste. But I was able to taste the marinade, and it tasted really good.
It was so good. I would probably say my like meal as a whole, I would say like 8 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair enough. Like we said, they had the sweet and spicy shrimp taco. Everybody says it's really good. I did the chili verde riblets, and it was it's ribs. I mean, it's just small ribs. Very, very meaty though. There's a lot of meat on them. The chili verde was very tangy and spicy.
The meat seemed really tender.
Very tender meat. It was everything I would want in a chili verde meal, because that's something I would order at a Mexican restaurant. The beans and rice to me were phenomenal. They were the spicy beans were like a hit to me. The slaw I didn't mind. It was good. The potato salad was weird. It wasn't gross. It wasn't bad. It was really different because I've never had corn in potato salad, and so that was different. But it was just fine. I liked it enough. If I had to point out one thing about this meal that was different from any other meal that I've had at Disneyland, it was the portion size.
Yes.
There was so much food. Yeah. I can put away food. Like, I didn't get this way from not eating food. I can put away a plate. I had leftovers that I couldn't finish because I was so full. It was a very big plate of food, and that is so abnormal for a Disney meal.
What did we say was missing? The only thing that could have made that meal better.
Tortillas. If they had tortillas with that plate, I would have been in heaven. So because of the tortillas and the potato salad that I wasn't like a huge fan of, it was fine. It was whatever. I would give my meal a 9 out of 10. It was really, really good.
Hang on, guys. We didn't comment on something. The cake.
Oh, the cake. That's right. It also came with
cortadillo.
What was it? Oh, cortadillo. Yeah.
It was like just like a yellow cake with so it was like 2 layers of yellow cake with a raspberry like jam, like a really thin layer of raspberry jam in the middle, and then a thin layer of vanilla frosting with like just little sprinkles on top.
Sprinkles.
Kenzie and I are both not fans of. We like cake. Neither of us like frosting. So we always kind of have like a hard time with cake, and like neither of us ever really want to like eat it. But we're like, okay, like we've got to try this. Me and Kenzie, so Sean was still eating. Kenzie and I moved on to dessert, and we got our first bite on our forks. We cheersed and we ate it, and we both looked at each other like, what is this magic that just entered our mouths? It was so good. What? We did. We both stared at each other like, what?
Are you acting like you didn't act like that?
No, that was just a really weird sentence.
Yeah. That's how we acted, though. It was so good.
No. That was literally like that. Oh my gosh. It was so yummy. You guys don't understand. I hate cake. Frosting on top, that's fine. That's fine. But when you put frosting in the middle, get that away from me. That is booty. But it wasn't frosting in the middle. It was jelly.
It was so good.
Yummy.
And I'm not like, I like raspberry, but I'm not like a huge fan of raspberry. Oh, I loved every second of it.
It was fine.
It's so weird to me that Sean didn't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Okay.
It was fine.
But the fact that you're not like raving about it like we are, like, it's weird to me because you like cake. You like raspberry jelly.
Yeah. I don't like cake.
You do like cake.
I don't like cake. It was like vanilla cake. I don't like vanilla cake. I like chocolate cake.
Oh, you know
but
what?
I don't like frosting.
Yeah, that's the one thing that like we're very like
Yeah.
connected on is just like frosting is not.
But if you give me a chocolate cake with the like generic like in a can chocolate frosting,
Oh, that's different.
That is so good. But if you give me a chocolate cupcake with like buttercream frosting on top, you can have the frosting. I'll eat the cupcake.
No, like a can, the jar of like Pillsbury like chocolate frosting. I used to eat that with a spoon. Like I would literally buy that. Like when I was like Kenzie's age, like I would have Grammy get me one from the grocery store, and I would like eat it with a spoon. Like I'd have like a little bit, and then I'd put it in the fridge, and then like a couple days later, I'd have a little bit more. That's the jam. I love that stuff. But yeah, no, like fresh made like frostings. I'm like, I don't want that.
All right. Well, overall,
great experience.
Cream cheese frosting.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
That was just 3 words, guys. I swear.
All right. Well, that got away from me. The meal was fantastic, but like I said, it also comes with preferred seating for Fantasmic, which is what we were there for. It was opening weekend. We knew that we weren't going to be able to have the time to go and like wait. And it was actually kind of weird because there weren't a lot of people like waiting early. And I think it was by design because they kept stroller parking along the riverfront until like the last minute. So people couldn't reserve seating. So that looks like a strategic thing by Disneyland. But yeah, so we went and got in line. First show was 9:00. That was the show we had. We got in line at we tried to get in line at 7 o'clock. And so we went over and lined up
because there was already a few people over there. So we're like, oh, they're lining up already.
Parties ahead of us. And so we went and jumped in line, and a cast member came over and was like, hey, like, this is a walkway. We're not lining up yet. Come back at 7:30. Cool. So we went and found a spot to sit. We were kind of keeping an eye on the line. And then, we didn't talk about, we got cookies.
We missed like a bunch of parts of our day. After we ate, we went to Tom Sawyer Island. We explored that for a while.
Let's talk about our day, and then we'll talk about Fantasmic.
But let's go through that fast because this is supposed to be like...
Yeah, for sure.
So we went over to Tom Sawyer Island because Kenzie was begging us.
Yeah. We sweat.
I will talk at like maximum speed and very short. Tom Sawyer Island was so fun. The caves were so cool, even though they were very scary, but I love Tom Sawyer Island. And if you guys were wondering, they have great bathrooms.
They do have great bathrms over there. That is,
very private.
If you're willing to wait on a raft, they have a good private bathroom over there.
Yeah. So it was a little warm on the island.
The caves are scary though.
Yeah.
So as you get off the raft, the first cave that you go through, it's the long cave with like the pirates in there, and then there's some treasure and spooky stuff. It's very cool, which is nice because it gets you out of the sun. It feels like it's air conditioned because it's so cool in there. But it's very dark, and I don't like the dark. I hate the dark. I'm afraid of it, and I don't like it. So there were some points where I was like, "Get me out of here!" And I couldn't walk fast enough, especially because I was afraid I was going to slam my face into a wall.
Yeah,
it was so dark I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me. But Kenzie had a lot of fun. The bridges are always fun, like the rope bridge, the barrel bridges. Like it reminded me of like going when I was younger as a teenager and stuff. That was kind of fun. It's kind of a bummer that the fort's closed down. The bilge pump was broken, and it seems like it's been broken for a long time because it had its own ecosystem in there. But overall, like not a bad time. It was just hot.
And I got some really, really scary but cool pictures on my camera.
Yeah, we got Kenzie one of those, what is it called? Camp? Something camp? Photo camp? What is it called? Brendan told me about it. Brendan Craigle is a brilliant photographer. It's a screenless digital camera. It's called Camp Snap digital cameras, Camp Snap. So we got her one of those because she's been wanting a digital camera. So it was like, it's like a cross between a digital camera and a disposable camera because there's no screen on it. So it's just like snap away and see what you get. So kind of cool. But yeah, we did that. We did Tom Sawyer's Island, and then we met up with
Amy and Kylie.
And we got some cookies. I got a tuna sandwich. I got a tuna sandwich. Oh man, this was after lunch. I shouldn't have eaten anymore. Yeah, I got a tuna sandwich from Harbor Galley, and they're really good. They're like, I don't like it better than Jolly Holidays, but Jolly Holiday hasn't had them in a long time. It comes on like what is that roll?
It's the same roll that they use for their lobster roll.
So it's a lobster roll with tuna instead of lobster, basically. The lettuce was a little bit overkill. It's a very thick, like stemmy,
like butter lettuce.
Yeah, like a stemmy piece of lettuce. So it was like a very thick, crunchy lettuce. Tomato was fine, but the tuna salad was good. I shouldn't have eaten it because I was full, but it was good.
Yeah. And we just did like a lot of like chilling out because we knew that like our main goal for the night was just to make sure we got good spots.
Yeah.
We went on Big Thunder while Amy and Kylie went and got some cheeseburger pizza.
That's right. They got the cheeseburger pizza from Pizza Planet, and they were raving about it. Kenzie, you had some, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was actually like kind of good. Like it was pretty good.
It's got cheese, a ketchup and mustard sauce, right? It's got like a Thousand Island on it, and then bits of hamburger and pickles. I don't know.
I would say no to the pickles, and there's a lot of Thousand Island on it. That's my only no.
Okay.
All right. Well, Kenzie went and met up with Kylie and Amy while we went to go check out the line situation at Harbor Galley. And then Amy and Kylie came and met up with us for a little bit while we were waiting in line. And then they headed out for the night. And then our line finally like started moving around 8 o'clock.
Yeah. And it was really nice because so there's 3 seating areas, or there's actually like 5 seating areas. There's 4 for the dining packages, 2 for Riverboat Terrace, 1 for Blue Bayou, and 1 for Rancho Del Zocalo. And then there's like the Club 33 and like VIP seating areas. But if you're looking at the island, like dead center on the shack is Blue Bayou seating. To the right of them, so if you're still facing the shack, to the right, why do I have a pen in my hand? I'm not writing anything down. To the right of them was one of the Riverbell Terrace seating areas. There's another one behind that. And then, so immediately to the left of the Blue Bayou seating area was our Rancho seating. So we were just a little bit left of the main like sprayer. So that's really what they're focused on. So Blue Bayou gets center stage of that center sprayer. We were just to the left of it. Riverbell was just to the right of it. But it's, I mean, amazing seats.
Which, if I'm being honest, I'm not paying an extra $60 basically just to be in front of the sprayer. I would rather
for 10 feet.
I would rather not be in front of that sprayer because you get even more misted than you do on the sides.
Yeah.
I would rather pay $35 and have basically the exact same seating because Blue Bayou isn't getting like chairs or anything. They're sitting on the floor just like everybody else.
Everybody was on the floor.
For $90, where I got literally right next to them for less than half.
Yeah. So everybody's on the floor unless you are
VIP in Club 33.
VIP in Club 33 or an entitled person with a scooter.
Or if you do the dinner Riverbell Terrace where you sit at your the patio.
That's the other Riverbell seating area, which is actually on their patio. So there was a lady in a scooter, and listen, if you need a scooter, I'm not talking about you if you just need a scooter. I'm talking about you if you use a scooter, whether you need it or not, and feel as if you are now owed something by the rest of the community around you. This lady parked her scooter in the middle of the walkway, the main walkway getting into where everybody's going to come in and get seated, just right in the middle of it. And they were like, if you can move it, she's like, no, I'm not moving. And I was like, who do you think you are? But the problem is nobody said anything past that. And it's like, if you allow these behaviors to exist, you have to deal with them. So if you're a cast member and you allow that behavior to exist, you got to deal with it. I didn't have to deal with it, so I didn't say anything, but it was just so rude to hear somebody go, I'm not moving.
Yeah, that's
like,
wild.
Who do you think you are? Yeah, I can't stand the entitlement at Disneyland. But anyway.
But by like 8:05, we were seated or picked our spots, seated, and then we decided that we needed a blanket. And then I was finally hungry again because I hadn't eaten since 1:30.
Right.
Sean had eaten, but I hadn't eaten since 1:30. So I placed a mobile order for Stage Door, and when that was almost ready, I hopped up. They gave me the preferred seating ticket back so that I could go out and come back in.
Yeah.
Ran over to the shop over in Frontierland. They have a section that's got super cheap like blankets that are like really nice. They were like $24, and then after discount, I think I paid $22. So cheap for Disney standards because the big Disney blankets are like $55, sometimes $65. So
yeah,
if you forgot something to sit on, definitely go run and grab one of those. And then I had mobile ordered the hot honey chicken tenders from Stage Door. And I grabbed those and the French fries and some sweet tea and some ranch and ran over, and me and Kenzie devoured those in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They were so good. They're really spicy, but they're amazing.
I wish I had tried them, but I was so full.
I know. I kept telling you just a little bite, and you were like, no.
I couldn't do it.
But yeah, it was really, really good. Like literally Kenzie and I like basically licked the tray clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it was all done and over with. We ate all of that, and then literally like by the time we were like done eating and just kind of like chilling, it was time for the show to start.
Well, before that, before you had come back, one thing I did kind of take issue with was when you went up and gave your ticket the first time, they're like, oh, it's from here to that piece of tape. And that was our seating section. Sit anywhere in here. It's all seating area. Great. So I was like, hey, like, I can't really sit on the ground. Like it's not going to do well for my old bones. Is it okay if I stand until like the last minute? And they're like, oh yeah, totally. Like, we're going to ask everybody at 5 minutes until to sit down. And then that's the end of it. And I was like, great. He's like, yeah, just find anywhere to sit and have a great show. And I was like, awesome. Really nice cast member. The other one, a little bit overzealous and kept jumping in on the conversation. I couldn't tell if she was being rude to me or trying to be nice. I couldn't figure it out. But I was kind of thrown off because the message was very clear. Sit anywhere you'd like from here to here. Mm-hmm. Right. So we picked out our spot. Well, while Tabitha was getting the blanket and the food and all that, they came through and started their like cast member yelling fit of everybody move as far forward as you can. We're trying to fill in all the available space. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, then tell people that when we're coming in. Don't have everybody come in and sit down, stake their claim, and then make them move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was a little bit obnoxious. But no, I didn't really move. I was waiting until Tabitha got back with the blanket so we could figure out how big it was. And then we could like plot our little area. Mm-hmm. So we threw our blanket down. They never made a stink about it or anything. It was just like, if that's the expectation that we need to sit close, say that in the beginning and then fill in the space behind. And that also came into play with Scooter Lady because they could have just told her like, scoot up, go up there. I don't know. But they did make the 30-minute announcement of, in just 30 minutes, you're going to experience magic on the rivers of America. And it was just like a little tear came to my eye. It was so nice to hear that after so long of not seeing it. And then the show started and it was awesome to see it. I've seen some poo-pooing on Fantasmic online. I may have said something negative about it too. And it's because of this. This is a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to hear it, fast forward. They didn't make any changes to the show. They didn't make any significant changes to the show.
Aside from bringing Peter Pan back.
the dragon is missing, and you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it, and it's very obvious that dragon is not there, because they didn't replace him. All they did was extend Maleficent's scene.
Arthur.
Jiminy. All they did was extend Maleficent's scene where she grows really tall right before she turns into the dragon. They just kept her tall, and then Mickey fights her while she's up in the air. I don't know if she's supposed to be flying or growing. Maybe flying?
There's vines projected onto the thing that she's growing on, so she's on vines.
Oh, I completely missed that. Okay, well, that's cool. But, there was nothing like...
It's a little bit of a letdown to go from a big fire-breathing dragon to just like a lady up in the air.
Shooting a wand at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit hard to digest in the moment. But then, the fire happens and Mickey shoots his there's also no sword. He just shoots from his hands. So then, that happens, and then, the Mark Twain comes out, they play some fun stuff, and it's cutesy and happy, and I was like almost in tears seeing all of the Disney characters on the Mark Twain and Steamboat Willie up there. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we got Fantasmic back, and it's awesome. I love Fantasmic. If you're expecting something major to be in place of Murphy the Dragon, don't get your hopes up, because there's nothing there. It's a little bit anticlimactic at that point. But
Kenzie's falling apart on us.
But yeah, it's Fantasmic's back, and it's awesome. I love it.
It is.
So, yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, that was what did we do anything after? We headed right out, didn't we?
We watched the fireworks.
Oh, no, we watched fireworks
since we were right there.
That's right. That's right.
And then we just headed out.
Fireworks from there is really fun. The projections on the water during the fireworks is really fun. That show is really cool. We got to see all the projections that we missed the first time we watched that fireworks show, so that was nice. Really good fireworks show. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, being able to watch it from there was really cool. Really good view. We actually moved a little bit closer. They make you stand at that point. So funny. Like, sit down, now stand up. Pick one. But yeah, it was really fun watching fireworks after the fact. So Fantasmic plus fireworks makes for a great night. So if you do see the first show, stick around for fireworks. It's pointless to try to get out of there. You're not going to get a good spot for fireworks on Main Street. So just stick around. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, so that was our last trip. Come back. We're going to talk a little bit about some changes to a very popular service at Disney. Give us just a minute. Okay, so we had made an announcement when they announced this earlier this month that big changes were coming to the DOS system at Disneyland, the Disability Assistance Service. It's basically, it was designed for people with certain disabilities. They made a really big push to make sure that people knew that it was for people with cognitive disabilities. Any kind of disability that wouldn't allow somebody to stand in a traditional line for an extended amount of time without having some sort of hardship. Over the years, this has turned into a very popular service. I have my opinions about it because I have physically seen people abuse this service over and over and over. It's very curious to me that every single TikTok streamer has IBS, which is one of the disabilities that qualifies for DOS. It's very curious to me. There's a lot of people that I know because I've heard it out of their mouths that they use this service and they don't need it. And so over the years, it's become a very abused system. And so if you notice, DOS guests use the lightning lane for their admittance to a ride. And so the way it works is through the Disneyland app, you select a return time for an attraction you want to visit. You don't get any special like lower wait time. You still have to wait the amount of time that you would in line. You just are allowed to wait outside of the queue and then go use Lightning Lane and then wait in that queue once your time is up. So say I want to go on Big Thunder, I put it in and it says, you know, it's 10 o'clock right now. You can come back at 11 o'clock because it's a 1 hour wait. I come back at 11, I scan in, and then I go wait in Lightning Lane. Sometimes you would wait in, I mean, we've all done Lightning Lane. Sometimes you wait no time at all. Sometimes you wait another 35 minutes. So it's not a front of the line pass by any means. And there's a lot of people that use it that absolutely need it. I will tell you, I will make myself a little vulnerable here. I do have a disability that does not allow me to wait for extended amount of time in a traditional queue. There were many times where I would have complete sensory overload, and it would affect my entire being. And there was a point in time where Tabitha said, you know, we've got to figure this out or else we can't keep coming here. Lines were very hard. There were times I would leave in tears because I can't enjoy my favorite place. And so I started utilizing the DOS system. And we don't use it all the time. Actually, we don't go on rides very often. So it's not a very common occurrence that I'm using this system, but I am one that has used the system. I never abused it. I've always been very truthful about why I think I should be considered for it. And I've always left it up to the cast members to decide whether I do need it or not. I just tell my story, and it's really, and you have to do this every 60 days. So imagine having to make yourself vulnerable and explain a mental health condition to a complete stranger for them to give you a verdict on whether or not you can use this assistance pass. It's a very exhausting system. There's nothing fun about it. And I don't get to just go to the front of the line. I still have to wait around and, you know, find something to do until my time is up, which isn't hard to do. I'm not saying it's hard to do. But also I still have to go wait in a line. You know, there's times I've waited up to almost an hour in a Lightning Lane. And I have a hard time with that because, without going into too much detail, I just get overloaded with information of sounds, touches, smells. I hear everything, I see everything, and it overwhelms my brain and I can't function, and it puts me into almost like an anxiety attack. And so that being said, they are making changes to this new DOS system, and they actually made the change in Walt Disney World already. And a lot of people that used to qualify are being disqualified now. And I'm hearing a lot that it's like the people with like IBS, people that can't, you know, that have to use the restroom more frequently, which I understand that's, I understand that there's a lot of people that have it, but I also understand it's very easy to just say, I have IBS.
Diabetics don't qualify anymore.
Diabetics don't qualify anymore. People with seizures, like epilepsy, very limited. Basically what they've restricted it to is guests who have autism or similar is how they're wording it. I don't have autism. I would say I have something similar as far as like part of the spectrum disorder is like the sensory overload type thing. I'm not going to say, I would never ever say I have autism because I don't. But I think it's now getting to the point where they're kind of asking for that because they're turning so many people down. People are going to start abusing it again and just say, oh yeah, I have autism. But the good thing is they can't really do that because now they're asking, they have a medical team that is working in conjunction with the guest services team that's just having a conversation with every guest that wants to use this DOS system. And they're, you know, what is your limitation? What does a traditional line do to you or cause you to do? And then they just basically decide if the DOS system is what you need, or if this alternative, which is
return to queue.
Return to queue. Now, the problem with the return to queue is you have to go to a queue, talk to a cast member, say, hey, I have this I have a problem where I can't stand in lines for too long. And then they make a determination of whether they would give you a return to queue pass, which sounds like a nightmare in itself.
And from what I've seen online, what's been happening in Disney World, basically, since it's at the cast member's discretion who is there, they're
an untrained cast member.
They're basically just telling you, like people who are with people, well, your family can go get in line and you can join them when they get closer. I've
also heard that they're admitting a patient. I have no other word to use, but patient. They'll allow them to get the DOS pass, but they won't allow the family to, because you're allowed up to 4 people on it. It used to be 6. I'm losing my voice. I got to make this quick. But yeah, they're allowing just one person so they can go use the pass, and they're separated from their family. I am on no side of the fence here. And you would think that I'd be on the side of the DOS holder because I am one. I utilize the service, and it's really made my happy place a happy place. I can't enjoy it as much as I would if I didn't have it. That being said, if I go and tell my story and they say, yeah, it's not right for you, I'm going to accept their decision and walk away and just go by Lightning Lane or just wait in lines and deal with it. And if I can't wait, I'll just get out of line. I'm not going to fight somebody on this decision. But that said, there are people that are trying to fight this. There's a group on Facebook called the DOS Defenders, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of griping about, and honestly, every Walt Disney World group right now is a DOS group because everybody's getting denied. And it makes me think, like, are there really that many people that need the service?
The petition that they've put out has, I think, like 16 or 17,000 signatures already.
1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a hard time.
I think people need it. And one of the big ones right now too is that I've seen recently is they're no longer qualifying veterans with PTSD.
Yeah, so that was a big one.
And there was talks about getting like Veterans Affairs involved and stuff like that. So it's
messy.
There's going to be, and it's going to be, I think, for a while until both sides figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say the good thing. The one thing about it is now when you, it's no longer just like a walk up to guest services type of thing. You have to apply online and do a video interview to be considered. And part of that process is selecting a box that says that you will not participate in a class action lawsuit. So they covered their bases there. They knew this was going to be controversial. This service is used. It's grown over the past 6 years. It's grown 5 times in 6 years.
I read something from somebody who is an attorney, and I like because I've just been like creeping all these groups. Like I went to their profile and they like legitimately are an attorney. They weren't just somebody like saying that, because I was like, you can just say
it's amazing how many attorneys there are on Facebook right now.
But it actually was somebody who was one, and they were saying that like technically like they aren't allowed to tell you that you can't join a class action lawsuit because they're basically tying your hands, because you either agree to it and get denied, or you don't agree to it and you don't know whether or not you qualify for the service. Right. So the attorney was like, technically, like if this were to go to court for any reason, and they said, well, they clicked a box, any judge would be like, you can't, that it doesn't matter. Like, that box that they check doesn't matter. Like you can't, because you're not allowed to remove somebody's right.
And that may be true. Like I said, I'm not on either side of the fence because I do use the service and I appreciate the service. And I've always said that I feel privileged to have the ability to use the service. Because again, it's a hard thing to do for me. Like a 2-hour line, like I would never even consider it. Like it just wouldn't happen. So there's a chance that I will miss out on some great things. But on the other hand, I know how many people abuse this system, and it's those people that ruined it for everybody else, because there are folks out there that are getting denied for very good reasons, reasons to have it. And I feel really bad for them. I feel bad for the people that genuinely cannot get in line. I'll feel really sad if I can't use it because I don't want to miss out on stuff. I mean, I go to Disneyland once a week. I want to be able to enjoy myself while I'm at the parks and not have to worry about having a breakdown in the middle of a line. The worst thing I can imagine is being carted off in a wheelchair at Disneyland. Like I just don't want that. So I'll avoid it at all costs. But I'm going to say this. I will say this. I am on this side of the fence. If you're one of those people, if you're listening and you or a person that you know or people that you know are one of those that faked a disability to get a front of the line pass, which it's not, shame on you. Shame on all of you, because you have ruined something good for people that really genuinely cannot handle a traditional queue at Disneyland. Shame on you. For those of you that need it and can't get it, I feel bad for you, and I hope that there's some sort of resolution. This is a big test for Disney World. It'll ultimately affect how things go in California. I think that we may have a little bit more leniency because of some of the laws here. So it's all to be seen. I thought it was worth discussing. I've never really made myself, I don't tell people about using DOS. I don't talk about it. I don't tell people about it. And I definitely don't boast about it because it's not a privilege. It's something that I lean on and depend on to enjoy myself. So anybody that's been with me, that's been on my pass, I always make it very clear, like, I don't talk about this. Like, this isn't something I talk about. So if you're listening, just understand, like, this took a lot for me to have this conversation. So thank you for listening. And I hope that nobody's judging me or thinking that I was abusing it, because I have always told every cast member I've ever talked to, like, this is a really hard conversation to have, and I would never abuse it or do anything that would compromise that pass. So anyway, very long-winded. I thought it was worth a conversation. If you have any thoughts on it, like, shoot us a message. I'd really like to hear what people are thinking. I have a feeling I know. I'm seeing it all over Facebook and Instagram, but also, if you need just moral support and want to talk through it, I'll share my story if you share yours. Anyway, that was something I think we needed to talk about. Up next, it's Quote of the Week.
It's time for Quote of the Week. Putting words together that last forever. It's Quote of the Week.
All right. Well, I didn't put this up. You put pictures in here. Hang on, let's show these. I forgot to say, we met some celebrities. I have not seen Pocahontas in 20 years. And it was so cool to see her out on the rivers. I actually was like, hey, I haven't seen you in like 20 years. You haven't aged a day. And she didn't quite understand what I meant. I feel like princesses will always be on edge around an adult male.
Yep.
Because they think that they're flirting with them.
Yep.
I'm not. I'm just awkward. But we also saw Miguel, and that was awesome. He was trying to tell me something, and I couldn't understand him. But I finally got it. Anyway, Quote of the Week. Look at this fun graphic.
I love it.
Walt said, the more you like yourself, the less you are like anyone else, which makes you unique. Amen.
I love it.
I never want to be like anybody else. I am unique in myself. I dress the way I dress. I act the way I act. I speak the way I speak because I am me. So I love that quote. Thank you so much, Walt, for saying that. All right. Well, that's Quote of the Week. And that brings us to the end of the show. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. Thanks for following along as we try this new, this new video thing and the new process that we've got. If the quality of this audio podcast. If you weren't watching on video, if the quality of the audio podcast is not what it used to be, I will identify that after this show and we will fix it. Any kinks that we need to work out, we will. So thank you for being our guinea pigs this week. We are always trying to be better for you. We want to bring you a great experience. After all, if you weren't around and we weren't considering you, it's just three people sitting in a room talking to themselves. So thanks for being a part of our process. Let me just let's say this. If you want, you can give us a follow. You know, we always appreciate that. So if you have any comments, questions, or stories you want to share with our audience, email us at friends@magiconmainstreet.com or head over to magiconmainstreet.com where you can find links to our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. If you're watching the video, you can see all of our links there on the screen. We are at Magic on Main Street Official on Instagram. That's where we're most active. Our TikTok is also pretty cool. So yeah, check us out. Also, please make, if you want to support the show, we are buying some new equipment. We're making improvements, and a little help goes a long way. So if you'd like to be a Patreon subscriber for as little as $2 a month, you'll get early access and you'll never have to listen to ads. You can find more information on patreon.com/ is that even on there? I didn't even put it on there. Patreon.com/ Magic on Main Street. Also, please make sure you subscribe, leave a review, help us spread some magic by sharing our podcast with the Disney lovers in your life. These reviews go a long way, so please help us out. We would really appreciate it. But with that being said, on behalf of Tabitha, Kenzie, Scar, Arthur the little pig, and myself, I'm Sean. Thank you so much for listening to the Magic on Main Street podcast, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye-bye.
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 Magic on Main Street, just like a churro, you're so sweet. Our time with you is such a treat. Spread the Disney love, thanks for hanging out with us.